Greetings, fellow explorers. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld. Episode 9, Deep Space Planet Survey. Derelict ship. Oh, that'll work. I don't care if it's for the pirates. Whoever pays. I know I have some unsorted scrap. I'll sort it now. Ooh, got a tack lance in that last grab. That's a nice weapon. Great, so we're flying to Do, and substance is away from the center of Do. So it's we're trying to find Do and Do. Do I have gates? I do. Oh my god. Can't stop, guys. We're starting to get a pretty good array, our arsenal array, which will allow us to refit how we see fit, rather than just like make do with, oh god, make do with what we've got. Okay, so we should be flying to the Netter or whatever, the Netter place. Sunder plus tack lance is your favorite. I really like the Sunder too, because in the player's hands it is really effective. Oh right, that's the pirate buffalo. Maybe we'll try to scoop up the pirate buffalo on my return trip. Ooh, slipstream. It's a really effective ship, bang for your buck for the deployment points. Now, I thought there was a ping. Maybe I was wrong. Thought there was a radar ping of someone trying to, like, mess with me. But pretty good, surveyable, worlds with ruins. Ooh, 100 Marines? They named the barren world Buried. Okay. I mean, sure. Oh boy, look at that. That was a lot of stuff coming up on ping there. Uh-oh, not all that good. So I think that's a stationary something. We'll figure out what that is. I don't want to... Basically, I don't want to get close enough to these other fleets to confirm whether or not they're pirates. And even on top of that, sometimes they're not pirates, sometimes they're like scavengers, and the scavengers are going to go like, hey, look, an operational derelict fleet. And you're like, I'm not derelict, and then they attack you. Because that's what they do. No honor amongst scavengers, I guess. Another tack lance. Swank. And we've got another ruined world with a lot of debris field. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, I'm glad they were friendly, because I definitely flew into that fleet with absolutely a lack of hesitation. Which I should not have. Oh, well, this one's name is Derelict. It is also a potential world for us to colonize. To consider. Because it has abundant organics, a mix of ore, bountiful farmlands, and ruins, and it also happens to be a low-grav world, which is one of the requirements. So, Derelict is not a bad one. Well, keep in mind. I'm not sure how I feel about finding a lot of path blueprints on it. That makes me a little concerned, but still. So what are their names? Oh, it didn't keep with the theme. I thought it was going to be like Barid, Darid, Carid, and Merid. Something stupid. But no, the others have actual names. Well, we're no closer to find this derelict ship some distance away, so let's actually search for it now. How far is it from the core? Not far at all. So, talking about that. The major factors for a colony. One is its hazard rating. The more hazardous the planet, the more expensive it is to colonize it. And a high hazard planet is going to be expensive. It's going to have a high monthly upkeep. Another is, for this run, we are going to want to have a low grav world, just like for role-playing reasons. And then the distance from core is another big factor, because the closer you are to core, the greater the trade potential, especially if you're on good terms with the other factions. So planets closest to the core will have really high accessibility, which means that trade will be greater. So if we want to ever be an economic power, proximity to core is like an important factor to consider. The problem with this pirate derelict survey is there's a nebula cloud in this system, and so basically this is the doo-doo cloud, and I don't know if we're gonna find derelict ships in the doo-doo cloud. Why does the nebula? Why can't it be like teal or blue or pink or purple? Why does it have to be like just sphincter colored? Like all the nebulas I'm having to go through recently are just like poop. Like, yep. That's why they call it the slipstream. I'll do one full rotation in this like nebula to see if we pick up anything, but like I'm thinking that the derelict ship that's in here might not be worth searching for, just because of how obnoxious it is that it's in a nebula. The only problem is I would have to keep buying fuel because I have no volatiles. Not necessarily. If you check the mods I'm using, you'll maybe be able to discern why. Well, we've done almost a full lap. It is sub-distances away, so it's probably not going to be on the outer of this nebula. I was assuming it was going to be within the nebula. Oh, maybe that's it. It is not, but it is a mana core. Not one we can salvage. Starting to find broken ships. Oh, we found it. It wasn't part of a fleet, though. We did get a commander. And they have one elite skill. Versus... So all the commanders that we have so far have one elite skill. This is an elite impact mitigation, which is good for capital and cruiser maneuverability. Let's see. I think I'm going to rename this one Major Mildew. You know, I'm not going to do renaming. So Major Mildew, you're going to be dismissed. And then this new person is going to be kept. We go through names often enough that, like, if you're active enough in chat as a sub, you're probably going to find yourself back into the list of names. So unfortunately, that wasn't like a debris field of like broken ships. Now, there's some other factors that we might want to consider when colonizing our one and only planet, which is shunts and sleepers. So, for reference, because I did talk about accessibility to core and hazard rating, and the fact that it needs to be low grav. The other factors would be shunts and sleepers. So, a shunt allows you to further industrialize the planet when you are near a, ooh, what is that? A derelict ship? When you're near, oh, right, this is the pirate ship. So, in the galaxy, somewhere, there are two hyper shunts. They're basically fuel scoops that are built around, like, trinary stars or large stars, giants, you know, and any planet within 10 light years of a shunt will get an industrial bonus, provided that shunt is supplied fuel. And then the other potential factor for a colony would be sleepers. So there are pre-domain collapse era, like, mega sleeping ships, basically a ship full of, like, cryopods of, like, dormant humans. And you can have a larger colony. You can exceed... So in the entire galaxy here, there's not a lot of people. You know, we're orders of magnitude, we're talking like, I think there's like 1 billion people amongst all the worlds that are colonized. And most colonies only have like 10 million or so. Like, most colonies aren't massive. But being able to colonize within 10 light years of a sleeper will allow you to awaken the sleepers and to hyper-colonize your own planet. Now, I don't really know, for role-playing reasons, if it would make sense to colonize near a sleeper. With that in mind, in the current rules of this run, sleepers would be stateless just like we are. So maybe we'd be doing the sleepers a favor. But those are two other factors to potentially be considered when we're looking for a colony. Whether we want to consider... Oh. Another scavenger officer. Whether we want to be near a sleeper or not. Sorry, bud. But we already have a scavenger. Oh, I am oversupplied. Dump. Another one spaced? Yeah, pretty much. Derelict ship for Tritech, sure. It's basically in the same neighborhood we were just at. Transponder's on. There we go. I'm actually surprised that I'm getting good at remembering to turn on my transponder. What? No, it was on the whole time! Hedge? Get the hell away from me. Let's absolutely sell, or rather, trade in this beta core before they scan us. Because, and the gamma. Because they would be low-key pissed if we had that with us. See? Yep. Totally don't have anything sketchy. No way. Not us. You're thinking of another guy. Oh, seriously? They were like, oh yeah, your transponder wasn't on for a quarter of a second the moment you joined the screw you, Hedge. No matter what universe I'm in, the hegemony is always annoying. Permanent headache, Gemini. Alright. So we already have our destination in the next one. It is... Oh, analyze a bionic research station. Yeah, I'll pick that one up too. So down here, it's next to the Dubois gate. Got it. And Raffle says, bang face. I'll even put you in charge of the ship. Is this one annoying? Some distance away from center. Yeah, it is. At least there's ruins. I think. Nope. We already picked over those ruins. Boo. Scrap is full? Ah, good call. God, they're all Nebula. I mean, I get it, like, these factions need our help to try to find these, like, derelict ships that, like, drifted into a nebula. It's why they're paying us, but every single job we've had recently is, like, some distance away from center in a system with, like, a giant, fat nebula ring. It's like, you know, it's like a needle in a stack of needles, right? Like, how the hell am I supposed to find this crap, guys? You're setting me up to fail because your stupid jobs won't even pay my fuel bills when I don't find your stupid ships. The thing is, even if I added a crazy amount of sensors to this fleet, which I really couldn't without either moving slower or having a lot less cargo, it's not going to cut through the nebula's, like, noise. All that, oh crap. Oh crap, yeah. All that effectively. Because, nebulas are like dampeners, in a way. I will, however, steal what is probably a pirate cache out from the pirates. Just shout Marco into the void and wait for a response? Yes. Using sound waves in a vacuum. I'm sure we'll get a... If we get a response, I'm a freak out. It'll be a telepathic one. Now, one advantage of taking, like, survey planet missions is you can't hide a planet. So it's a way more... It's, like, basically guaranteed pay. We found it! Oh my god, we found a Mercury in this garbage. I'm honestly, I'm floored that we managed to find it. Unfortunately, there wasn't other ships here, so... We found it and we're screwed. The other one we wanted to do was a... Bonix research station. And I'm hoping there's a gate near it. With any luck. Oh yeah, perfect. I can literally get right there. So this Bonix research station is orbiting the Terran-eccentric world. I've already been there, so that makes my life a little easier this time. I'm basically paid to revisit a point we've been at. And I think at this point I will start to take on a wider variety of missions. You are investigating. Are you trying to kill me? Not yet. So we're not going to get through that automated defense. but that mission will help pay the bills. Yeah, free cash for once. I had it. It was long overdue. So the question I have for you guys is, and I'll poll, what to focus on? Derelict ships. Alternatively, what we could be doing at this point is survey worlds or missionless exploration. So missionless exploration would be me trying to mark all of the constellations immediately adjacent to the core for us to figure out if there's any good core worlds. Now, there was the one that we've already found here in Dew, but there are likely others that are equally good. We just have to find them. So I'll have you guys decide roughly what to focus on, whether we should be continuing to build up our fleet with scrap, trying to survey worlds, or exploring for our own, because we have enough money to be able to expense our own exploration for a bit. That is really not a problem. Oh, I absolutely don't want to be holding on to the Marines either. Whoops. I haven't looked at my bionics in a bit. So some of these are has an effect on installing the bionic, and I don't want to be messing with anything that like can't be freely uninstalled. So I'm looking if there's any that are like, yeah, do we have anything that costs 2? BRM of like 1 or 2? Because I don't want to like fully lose my humanity either. Not yet, at least. I mean, we're pretty cybernetic. This costs 2. Yeah, okay, I can install that. Oh, no, apparently it costs 3 humanity. Yeah, consciousness 3. I'll leave it alone for now. We will be diving into these later on, especially when I can overclock them and modify them and everything. But we're not quite there yet. So it looks like surveying is going to be the popular choice. So I'm going to resolve this poll. And what I'm going to do in this case is, how fast are my Colossus is moving? Only at 10? Okay. I might get rid of their cargo holds in lieu of sensors. So, high-res sensors increases the sensor range, depending on the hull size, of course. And then there's the, where's the other one? Surveying equipment. Reduces the heavy machinery and supplies required to survey planets. So I think what I'm going to do for now is, because we're going to be surveying planets, I'll just do... I'll give up a considerable amount of my own cargo space for the benefit of getting survey equipment. So that we can try to make surveying cheaper, so we won't have to burn so many supplies in doing it. Which ultimately I think makes sense. So now all 4 of these ships have survey equipment, which should cheapen the cost of our survey. So if we take a look at any surveyed mission offers, which I currently don't have any, it should be a lot cheaper to survey planets. When you mouse over them, they'll actually tell you. So what we're going to do right now is survey worlds for pay and as colony candidates. So I'm going to be prioritizing survey missions that are like of habitable worlds, ideally. But if you take a look here, like this frozen world, as you can see, it cost me 5 machinery and 5 supplies, which is not, it's a tiny fraction of what it would have been without that survey equipment already installed. So then the matter is like where physically the survey is, because the cost to fly there and back when we don't have gates known in the area isn't all that cost or time effective. Plus, it's a frozen world, so I don't really care. There must be some war going on right now, because there's a lot of fleets doing combat maneuver type stuff. Come on, core worlds. Don't you want to pay me to do your missions? They're like, no. Alright, I'll just do... That's for pirates. Forget that. How about... I'll buy fuel while we're waiting for offers. Just, yep, fly around, get gas. Exactly. So Tallpaw, why I wouldn't necessarily want to add like wolves for sensors? The sensor bonuses really only offer a big bonus the larger the ship you have. It scales the ship size. So adding a whole bunch of sensors to small ships will add almost no sensor range. It's such a small difference that it's really not worth the fuel cost to do it, in my opinion. Unless you're like desperate to find whatever you're looking for, which I am not. I could try to tap the comms while I'm here. I haven't had a lot of luck because they keep turning over like almost as fast as I tap them. But we'll see if I can. I'll fly around and try to tap some comms. If factions are like at war with one another, they're like taking over each other's comms, and the quick turnover means that I'm like not gonna keep things for very long. Because things aren't stable. Basically, only when they're stable does it really help me. So, there we go. Comm sniffer's installed, October 29th, and we'll see when I lose it. Oh, great. What is... How is my... I'm not even gonna risk it. Call me a coward, but this is my, like, cargo fleet. We'll let the picket just deal with that. Alright, I'm gonna stop being so picky about these soon. So I'm gonna tap the comms in Syndria or Asconia, and then we'll just go wherever the flow takes us to whatever survey that they want, regardless of habitability. And they're staring at me, so I can't do it right now. And it wouldn't even really matter because it looks like pirates are about to take that the moment I would tap it anyway. The fuel barons are having their own little problems with the local pirates, I guess. Man, they really just don't want to give anything habitable. Like, all of the core worlds are like, you know what? Forget habitable colonies. Give us information about uninhabitable colonies. It's like, okay, but you'll never colonize there. But sure, fine, whatever. No, I actually had comms sniffer on this one already. I'm about to be a lot less picky. So, gas giant, whatever. What's way the hell out here? But I'm just doing it. So the plan is to try to, I'm assuming I have the range. Do I even? Not really, but given that I have the ability to turn scrap into stuff, I do kind of have the range anyway. So what I want to do is I want to at least poke my head into every system on the way there as a means to start to survey areas. Because it will be very obvious if we find like a small Terran world or gates or something useful on the way out. So 2 barren worlds, not super helpful. Terrain eccentric. That's... I want to make visual contact just for the potential for finding ruins. Every world has a chance for ruins, but the more habitable it is, the higher the chance is, and indeed, I was right. This one has ruins. So this survey is only costing me 5 and 5, which is super cheap because of all the equipment that we've got. And there we go. Made some scratch. No gates. The other thing is if we are trying to find where the shunts are and the sleepers is like, sleepers could be anywhere, but the shunts are only going to be around like giant stars. So, prioritizing the blue giants and binary and trinaries and stuff like that around whenever we're heading anywhere is another really good way to try to find the shunts, because the shunts will be very obvious. The best way to search for shunts is to obviously get really close to the giants and then to do a ping scan, and if you see any points of interest around the giant, then it could be a shunt. And you would see it at distance. They're not hard to spot. Now they're guarded insanely well without spoiling anything, so it's not like something we could deal with even if we found one, but it would give us information for when we have a fleet able to deal with the shunt guardians, that there is a future benefit to this location, or to whatever location. And I'm definitely just sort of... Ooh, it's okay. Guess screw me for wanting to go to this white dwarf. There's definitely, like, a lot of, random surveying I intend to do on the way over there. Make the most out of it. A single mule versus a Hypergiant Guardian. Any takers for those bets? I bet I die. Like, I could have 1,000 mules. I would probably still die. Well, you wouldn't be able to have any more than 30 mules, but still, I bet I could have 30 mules and still die. There's sort of a soft cap on fleet size at 30. So once you hit 30 ships, you're uber penalized beyond that. Nope, don't think there's a shunt here. Now, because I haven't been thorough in searching the, like, giants and hypergiants thus far, I might want to... Oh, yeah, here's a gate. Great. I might want to go back over some of the blue giants closer to the core that I've already been at, because I wasn't necessarily looking for shunts, and they could be there, unbeknownst to me, you know? There's no telling... Because unless you fly up next to the giant, you're not going to know, you know, until you scan there. So what I mean by that is, like, at Durer's star, for instance, or at Australia, or at, you know, any of the systems that I've already been, you know, Epsilon Wall, like, those areas could have... Ooh, sweet! Those areas could have shunts, and I just... If I wasn't looking for it, I might have overlooked it. Another commander pod. You have an elite targeted analysis. Does that beat anyone else? Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Pierogi for that. Elite point defense is weak. Even in a carrier, that's pretty weak. So there we go. Raffle timer up for another cap. Rotating quite the rotating roster. Oh, and yet another one. This new one. Target analysis as well. I think not. And we took a ship, the Vigilance. Unfortunately, we couldn't take the tug. And there is yet another. You have elite helmsmanship. I'm going to do without. What? Oh, that's the organs. Yeah. I was like, what cargo did I dump? I have room, but yeah, I don't want organs. Well, that gate is going to be really handy to know about, because it's going to allow us, it will open up access to the deeper western galaxy. And Asmidos might have ruins. I mean, they all might, but I'll check Asmidos. Oh, no, it does not. Doesn't look like there's a shunt here either. Next up here is going to be the black hole. I'm going to definitely get topography data off of that. And taking a look at my progress here, we're pretty close to hyperfield optimization, which gives us hyperspace burn speed, which is kind of nice, especially if we salvage ships that are like in awful condition with like degraded drives and all that, and we want to bring them back. And there's a Terran-eccentric world here. It looks big though. Am I gonna run out of time for this mission? 64 days? Yeah, if I keep sightseeing, I very might. So center of a binary and black hole at long. So we'll get black hole at close. This is much ouchies. Get the hell out of there. We're very close to hyperfield optimization, which is max burn while in hyperspace. And hey, found ruins, just by chance. Pretty worthless, but you know, whatever. It's free. I'm gonna survey here too, only because the survey data for class 5 is actually worth a decent amount, so I'll make money surveying it. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you at next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow survivors.